Hello, YouTube. Welcome to my channel, Marriage, Politics, and Sports. Today I'll be talking about corruption of Black Girl Magic by the female rap leaders. My question is, where is the outrage? And how and why did these industry plants become the faces of Black female music culture? How did that happen? But first, I would like you, not like you, but like, share, and to this video, like and share this video, subscribe to my channel, and be sure to hit the notification bell and comment on the topic. I'd like to hear what you have to say. So let's discuss how Black women and Black people in general, but Black women in particular, are allowing these hyenas to denigrate and reduce Black girl magic into the gutter, way in the gutter, even being extolled at the BET, which is not Black owned, by the way, because if anybody has Black pride and owns anything, we wouldn't be highlighting these chicks. Not if you were really for Black people. I have three questions for the Black community in general and Black women in particular. Yes, Black women bringing you ahead of the congregation. You guys need to be responsible and accountable for these women, right? One, are these hyenas your cultural leaders? Do you accept them as your cultural leaders? Do the words that come out of these two hyenas and gorillas voice, Cardi B, and Meg Thee Stallion, to name a few, do they really speak for Black culture and the Black community? Or do they have the best in mind for your children, your daughters, your sons? Do they really? Do you think that the message is harmful or is it benevolent? I mean, just think about it. Would you want your daughters walking around repeating the lyrics to these records just because they got a swinging beat, right? I mean, we remember music from when our childhood. Music helps shape some of the ways people think. They could tie, generational thoughts to music, right? Even though these records and these things are very forgetful, the time period that they come out with matters. It really does, right? So if not, where are the voices rebuking? If this is not your cultural leaders, where's the voices rebuking these women, their behavior, and the things that they choose to do and promote? Where are these voices? Where are all the blackity blacks? Black Lives Matter, Umar Johnson, all the people who are supposed to be protecting the Black community against the most debaucherous things. Where are they? They only talk about stuff when some white cop shoots somebody. And as rare as that is, when all of this stuff around us, they're silent. Did you know that the message from these two hyenas is spiritually and physically diseased and toxic? Listen, I understand that Black men do gangster rap and drill rap were the most dangerous and vile and misogynistic bullshit back in the day. But you know what? There was, and there were people who said, man, this is not good music. There was. That's why in the last few years, no rap music has been at the top of the Billboard charts. None, right? But today, right? But today, the top rappers are women, right? And they're using sex as a weapon and debaucherous behavior as their conduit for getting their message out. This stuff is on a whole another level, right? And Black women who are good and wholesome are silent or actually promoting this behavior. Look at Maxine Waters for votes. She was extolling wet ass pussy as a music of women's empowerment. Yeah, really? They have two women scissoring each other And they're talking about how wet the Bahojos are. I mean, you know what? Hey, listen, I like the next guy. I like a wet Bahojo. Like a wet hoo-ha. But is that something we should be singing from the rooftops? I got something on that later. But I'm just saying, when we want our daughters or sons, for that matter, to be walking around the house and places singing those stuff word for word, really, really, do we singing a Suki Hana, whatever the hell she comes out with, or Sexy Red? You know, they have Sexy Red in high schools. She's going to high schools, right? Music, and actually, she's doing something for Penn State soon, I think, in one of the college games. How is that low talent skank of a skank getting so much airplay? How? Anyway, listen, music is one of the cornerstones of Black culture. I guess culture in America in general, but let's just talk about Black people. We take our music seriously, right? It's been reduced to debauchery by the industry. And they got the puppet masters at the top. None of them look like us promoting this stuff and and giving it airtime everywhere, right? They're using these women as part of destructive plans to put stuff in your head that this is some normal behavior. I mean, Black culture is absolute shit now, right? Let's look at one example of the growing residue of the filth being spread by these two hyenas, Sexy Red and Suki Hana. To be more specific, they're talking about and promoting booty eating. I mean, booty eating. It's got to be some of the nastiest shit I've ever heard. How could anybody be promoting that? So give me a second. I'm gonna stop sharing this, and I'm gonna share some of that. I got an article that I want to share, and I want you guys to help me read it. So here we go. Right, here we go. Let's take it from the top. These two nasty ass ratchet women, right, are promoting booty eating. Black women see rise in intestinal parasites as female hip hop booty eating craze grows. So here we go. First paragraph. There's a troubling, a troubling trend happening across the country, and it's particularly affecting young African American women. African American women. Let me do my Umar Johnson. African American women. Media Takeout spoke with three young women, one from Atlanta, one from Jacksonville, and one from Memphis, who were recently diagnosed with a rare case of intestinal parasites. A rare case of intestinal parasites in this hyena. Oh my God. And all three of them claim that they contracted the parasites after engaging in booty eating. Right. A new, potentially dangerous craze being popularized by female rappers like Sexy Red and Sukiana. I don't even have to read anymore. Do I? Really? They women are promoting booty eating. So I'm gonna stop sharing that. Okay? Yeah, I'm gonna stop sharing that. and we're gonna go back to I'm gonna show you something from somebody else. Now they're not alone. They got allies in this. And here's a message from Gorilla. All right, all right. So is that it? No. Here's a message from Gorilla. She has a message for you, and she wants the young women in their 20s to listen to her. So here it goes. Gorilla.
Gorilla gives toxic advice saying that women should still be ratchet in their 20s and that sexy red and simply continue to destroy the black community? Yeah, let's keep it going.
Be toxic for the rest of your 20s. You only get one life. Live your toxic 20s. You never get to be 20 years old, 21, 22, 23, 24, none of that ever again in your life. Be toxic, because don't get in your 30s thinking you could just go slashing tires and doing all this crazy shit. You too old for that now. You too mature. Be toxic.
First of all, young ladies, please do not take advice from this young woman. You will either end up unmarried, a single mother, or no man will want to wife you in the future. I mean, did she really just say to get the slashing tires out of your system before you hit 30? Also, I did a Google search and Suki is over 30. I believe that this has something to do with why even Billboard magazine said that hip hop is on a fast decline to not selling the way it used to.
My booty all brown, my coochie pink. I ain't never heard that my coochie stink. My comfort, your comfort.
Should we keep it going with the fact?
So let me stop that right there. Okay. Again, you know, I have one more video to show you, right? To think that we got these women at the top of the food chain of the music industry saying these crazy things. Can you imagine being toxic in your 20s and then getting to your 30s and think you're going to get a high value man, a man who wants to start a family, who's not going to look at your past and make a judgment? And any freaking woman coming after me saying a man doesn't have a right to look at your past, kiss my ass. People look at your past and everything. I can't buy a house without them looking at my past. I can't get into college without looking at my past. You can't do anything with somebody not looking into your past. Your past matters. It shapes what kind of person you are. You're going to be toxic in all your 20s? Really? You're going to be toxic in all your 20s and think somebody's going to make a wife out of you? Somebody's going to take you and trust your ass with their children? That you've been eating booty on all your 20s, slashing tires? Really? Getting in trouble, riding the cop carousel? Nobody wants that. What are you talking about? Why would anybody listen to this skank, and use that as something to live by? These women have a reach that goes too far into the community. How can they have that much sway? I mean, we should be outraged. You know, I mean, it's crazy. It really is. You know, so there's one more video I want to share, and it's from the old tried and true chicks, right? The two chicks that everybody talks about, Cardi B and Meg Thee Stallion. And we're going to be there in concert, right, with all of these teenage girls, okay? So I'm going to stop sharing this, and I'm going to go over to that, right? Okay, let's look at that. I mean, I might as well just give it to you in succession, right? Let's share that. All right, here it goes. All right, so here we go. All of these young women, right? All of these young women talking about they want to choke with a Johnson all the way in the back of their throat. It's a crowd full of what? Impressionable young girls. Black Girl Magic. Right? Is this the new Black Girl Magic? Talking about sucking Johnson? How can this be? How can this be something that's acceptable to black women anywhere? How could you let this be acceptable to your daughters? Anywhere. It's not acceptable. Where's the outrage? Where's the blackity blacks saying anything about this? You know, so let me tell you. You know, I mean, you know, that's all I have to share on that. But I mean, come on. You know, it's just bad, man. You know, and I'm very disappointed in all of us because none of this stuff is supposed to be like this. None of it, right? We're not supposed to be living like this. We're not supposed to. Our culture can't be reduced to this, right? And why is it reduced to this? Okay, listen, we all should be outraged, particularly black women, but black men too. You can't just put it on them. But you know, until black women, the good ones, come out and separate themselves from the ratchet behavior, you can't go around saying you're unloved, you're most unprotected, you're the most marginalized in one breath. And then you have women saying you're the most educated, you're the most this, you're the most that in another breath. And then both of those sides allow the most ratchet women to have sway over the culture. How can that be? Right? Here's what makes it even worse. These images are not just in the United States. They're being portrayed all over the world. And guess what? This is what those people in China, in Europe, right? In Southeast Asia, in India, all this is what they're looking at and saying this is the best of black women. This is not men doing that. This is not black men doing that. This is black women are doing to themselves. This is what you're promoting. Why would somebody know Suki Hana, Cardi B's, or Sexy Red's name before they know a woman of stature's name, a Nobel candidate? Why would they know these ratchet chicks over somebody like that? But they do. This is really, really bad. And I think we should put it. I don't know if it might be too late to put the genie back in the bottle. But we need to start to make changes on what we promote as the pillars of the black community and black culture. If there's anything in the United States that we could try to get back and take ownership is with the internet and the fact that we have voices is our culture, is our image. We need to start to do that. So this is Rich Payne, marriage, politics, and sports. Please comment. I'd like to hear what you got to say. If you got smoke for what I just said, then bring it on. Let's talk about it. Other than that, just like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Marriage, politics, and sports. Over and out.